The Ravens have been trying to work out a contract extension with their star quarterback, but so far Lamar hasn't engaged in negotiations, which has led some to believe that he's unhappy in Baltimore, and Lamar tweeted about it. Said, "I love my Ravens. I don't know who the hell putting that false narrative out, but I'm having thoughts about leaving. Stop trying to read my mind." Yesterday on This Just In, our very own Mike Tannenbaum discussed the impact Lamar Jackson's next contract will have on the entire NFL.
Everybody is watching Lamar Jackson's contract, and here's why. If his contract looks like Deshaun Watson, the NFL landscape for quarterback contracts changes forever. It is the single most important negotiation in the history of the CBA. And if it goes back to, quote, normal, and it looks more like Matt Stafford or Aaron Rodgers, everyone's going to say Cleveland was just an outlier. But if that contract looks like Deshaun Watson, write these names down. Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, they're all going to say, we want the Deshaun Watson structure. So Lamar Jackson is at the plate. He's next. And it's hugely consequential what happens with his contract.
Dianna, I want to start with you. Dianna, Russini, and Jeff Saturday with me. And look, I get it. Deshaun Watson's different because they were trying to lure him, a quarterback of that level in the middle of his prime. They guaranteed a lot of money. But Lamar Jackson, what are you hearing about the effect that his contract can have on the rest of the league?
Yeah, first, Mike is really insightful about the market, and there's definitely a lot of talk. I was just at the owners' meeting this last week, and there's conversations being had about where is this going to end? Where, because we're seeing this guaranteed money. I have a hard time believing Lamar Jackson's going to get a deal that looks like Deshaun Watson, right? So here he is right now, sitting back and waiting. And waiting may be the right thing for him at this point right now, because worst case scenario, he gets tagged. There's nothing wrong with the tag. Kirk Cousins, since 2016, when he was hit with that tag that first year, he's the richest player in the NFL. He's made the most money than any other player in football by taking on the tag. And then you hear the other side of it, right, Max? Well, quarterbacks are worried about the injury. You're taking that risk. And Lamar Jackson's certainly a player that people have concerns about getting injured. Dak Prescott broke his leg, and he was still able to get $75 million guaranteed. So the tag, it ain't so bad if you're willing to do that and stay patient. And from what I can tell right now, Lamar Jackson and his mom are quite the superstar duo here as they're sitting and just waiting to see what the best option is going to be for the Baltimore Ravens. As they're ready to come to the table, they're just waiting for their quarterback.
Yeah, Jeff, I think everyone has a lot of advice for Lamar Jackson, right? But he's doing it his way, and so far has probably made at least an extra $50 million. Maybe we should stop giving him advice. Right? Jeff, on the other hand, I hear what Dianna is saying. But if there's $150 million plus guaranteed sitting there, can he get back on the field before he puts his name on the dotted line?
Absolutely not. And listen, I ain't doing anything less than Deshaun Watson. I don't care how much the Browns wanted him. The Baltimore Ravens better want me like that. And so when I walk in there, I'm asking for the same numbers or somewhere close, fully guaranteed. And Dianna asked, where's it going to end? Hey, it's going to end where the owners in. That cash money. They're making a bunch of money. These quarterbacks will make a bunch of money, all guaranteed. There's no reason to go backwards. You just saw the market get set. Go make it happen. And here's the difference, though. I will say this, and what Diana's talking about with the franchise tag and Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott doesn't depend on his legs nearly as much as Lamar Jackson does. If a catastrophic injury happened to Lamar Jackson, I think it diminishes his value significantly in comparison to a guy like Dak Prescott, right? You think about the way that the Cowboys think they're built. Offensive line is strong, protect them, all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And Baltimore, that's not the way it is. This guy's got to win with his legs and his arm, so that multiplicity that you're asking of him, he gets injured, it is a huge setback. So if I'm him, I'm more worried about Lamar than he is. I'm like, do they know I ain't going to OTAs without getting that thing done, Max? So no way. I'm getting my deal done.
I'd be afraid to cross the street before I sign that.
I know. Yeah, and that's the risk he's taking. But Jeff, you know what I thought was so interesting? The phrases, the wording that their head coach was using, even their owner. This is Lamar's team. This is the offense we're going to run. This is Lamar Jackson's way. So if they're going to do it that way, they got to figure out a way to protect him. And he takes hits, Jeff, but he doesn't take crucial hits at this point right now. That could, of course, change. But this is going to be the risk that Baltimore is going to take. And this is probably why I don't believe Lamar is going to get all that money that we saw Deshaun Watson get, because the Ravens know that this is risky, knowing how much he does use his lower body.
Legs age worse than some other part. Like, legs can go first. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.